Right, question 6. So this one you have to state the Newton first law, define mass, define equilibrium. So I've written it down here, so you just have to read it. Now this one we have already do this in the lecture notes, but I'll do this again without the table, right? So if you are gonna be solving a question without a table, make sure you don't do any mistakes lah, right? So now we have to find a force that balances these three other forces. Okay, so let's assume that the force is somewhere around here. Okay, kenapa dia buat begitu tu? Tepalah. Okay, so let's assume the force that we are looking for is somewhere around there. Okay, but we do not know the angle. We don't have the theta. Okay, so what we do is we would resolve it into something like this: fx and fy. Okay, so we have to find that value of fx and fy. Okay, so let's do that. So now we can let, because this is in equilibrium, we can let the total force at x component to be equal to 0. Okay, so now look carefully. Okay, so F1 cos 55 degree. Okay, so I've done the F1 forces, and then now we have to go to F2. So F2 sekarang they're pointing to the left, so this is negative F2 cos 30 degree. And then for F3, again pointing to the left, so negative F3 cos 45 degree. Okay, all of the angle are on the x-axis, so that's why I am using cos for all of this angle. Okay, now this one we have to just plus with fx lah. Sebab kita tidak tahu kan the value, we don't have any angle, so we only put fx je lah, so equal to 0. Okay, so rearrange and then just substitute the value. You will then get the value of fx to be equal to 31.6 Newton. Okay, now we do for the y component pula, equal to 0. So y component, let's look at f1. So f1 sine 55 degree plus f2 sine 30 degree minus f3 sine 45 degree. Okay, sorry. And then this one we have to plus lagi dengan fy equal to 0. Okay, so rearrange, then you get the y component punya force to be equal to 1.37 Newton. Okay, so now we can then find the resultant force that balances the other three forces. Square plus fy square. So just substitute, you'll then get the resultant or the magnitude to be equal to 31.6 Newton. Betul kah? Saya follow saja ni dengan di jawapan. Okay, 31.6 Newton, right? And then you have to find the direction, shift tangent fy over fx. Then you get the angle to be equal to 2.48 degree. Okay, so that is question 6, and this is how you do it without the table. Just make sure you've included all the forces lah kalau kamu tidak buat table. Sebab if you don't do table, if kinda there's a higher chance of you leaving out a forces lah. A force yang kamu tertinggal tu susah lah, nanti salah pula. Okay, so that is on question number 6.